You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by mocktailsmixoff.com. Deadline entries tomorrow. If you want to be involved, you got to get your submission in tomorrow. Win $1,000. All the details, mocktailsmixoff.com. Dan, what you got?
Well, let's see. When is it officially winter? Because I got really cold.
December 21st.
I think it's winter now.
It feels like it is, yeah, but December 21st is the actual day.
Holy moly, Rocky. Birthdays. I always liked this guy. Back when I actually used to follow the NBA. Former Celtics great. Larry Bird is 65.
He was something else, wasn't he?
Yeah, boy, holy cow. Larry Bird, he's 65. In fact, I like him so much, for some reason, I wrote that down twice.
Nice. He's still only 65
Well,
once.
there you go. In fact, I wanted to call Larry Bird and do an interview with him, but he's busy trying to figure out how to apply for Medicare. And also, at 65, he's still better than LeBron James.
Ooh.
Ouch.
True story.
Tadeusz Konopka was born this day.
Tadeusz Konopka?
Yes. We know him as Ted Knight. Judge Smales.
I loved him in Caddyshack.
I'm waiting. I just love that movie.
You'll get nothing and you'll like it.
Spalding.
Tyler Moore Show. And I may have mentioned Larry Bird is 65.
You wrote it 3 times.
I just kept writing it. I don't know what is wrong with me. Huge day, man. This was, holy cow, the day that indeed changed the world. 1941. The Imperial Japanese Navy, loaded down with 353 planes, attacked the U.S. fleet at Pearl Harbor Naval Base in Hawaii. For 2,400 lost that day.
Yeah, a date that will live in infamy.
1968, Richard Dodd comes across a book in a box, takes a little time, walks it back over to the library at the University of Cincinnati. Doesn't seem like a big thing so far, right?
Yeah.
His grandfather had taken that book out 145 years earlier.
Oh, my goodness.
In 1823.
Wow.
Richard is still working off that fine.
Jeez. I'm glad that he returned it. That's cool.
And in 1995, and no fans of this group remember where they were when this happened, the band Grateful Dead breaks up.
Oh.
It was in 95. There are still people following them around on tour, even though they're not touring. But the people following them just haven't figured it out yet. You think I'm making this up?
Oh, I know what you mean.
It's true.
There was a guy who's talking about a Jerry Garcia sighting. I'm like, no, that was Santa Claus. I'm like, you sure, dude?
Well, they broke up this day in 95, and strangely enough, it would be August of this year that Jerry Garcia actually passed away.
Yeah.
So there you go. It is a storied, legendary band, no doubt,
Oh, yeah.
no doubt about it. And I know more than one person who actually used to follow them around the country.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something, boy. There's nothing beats a 74-year-old woman in a tie-dyed T-shirt smelling of patchouli oil. It's like, hey, how about we have coffee in 2 different cities? Right, well, I know you know. We just get this thing done.
We're going to do that. It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by Mocktails Mix-Off, and you can win $1,000 next Wednesday. The deadline, though, is this Wednesday. If my calculations are correct, that's tomorrow. All the details at mocktailsmixoff.com.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. TimeForRehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
And now stuff Dan finds interesting.
It is time for Stuff Dan Finds Interesting. Dan, what do you find interesting on this fine Tuesday?
Well, it is that time of year where somebody actually digs in and tries to figure out and establish the cost of if you were to buy the items for the 12 days of Christmas. And we know, inflation, it's everywhere, and it's really no different here.
Turtle doves are more expensive.
The most expensive year ever. You're going to have to shell out some do-re-mi if you're going to cover all 12 bases for the 12 days of Christmas. Total cost for everything from that partridge in the pear tree up to 12 drummers drumming on the 12th day is going to cost you $41,206.
Do we have a comparison from last year?
That's up a couple grand, actually.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, up a couple thousand. PNC Bank, financial services firm, calculates the Christmas price index, which measures the cost of all items in that particular song. The Christmas price index is up 5.7%. That's the largest increase in about a decade.
Wow.
So
for anybody looking to buy all of those items, it's going to be that much. But most people are not going to buy those items.
Some stuff's still a pretty good buy if you just want the partridge in the pear tree.
Yeah.
Because that's actually, 2 items.
Right.
Yeah, partridge
It's
and
only,
a pear tree.
only $222.
That's not bad.
And it'll give you pears.
There you
That's
go.
the gift that keeps on giving.
And you can eat the partridge.
You can eat the partridge.
That's
They're
actually
really good with pear, actually.
I don't understand this price at all. There must be a sale on maids. 8 maids a milking, only going to put you back $58.
Really?
That's
8 maids a milk?
Yeah, well, you probably don't get to keep them. You just got to hire them
Oh,
to
you're
milk.
renting them for... Yeah, it doesn't take long to milk.
Yeah.
But still, you got to pay 8 maids to milk.
Yeah.
$58.
Yeah, that's not much. That's less than $10 a maid.
I would do this for like a whole weekend.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah.
8 maids a milk.
Why don't you come over? I got 8 maids
Next.
in my yard milking stuff.
What's she doing? She's milking. Next.
Now it's a party.
6 more maids to milk.
Now it's a party.
I wonder how they did calculate that.
Well, I'm going to look into that.
Called a
deeper.
maid and said, what would you charge me to milk something?
Big ticket item. These 7 swans a swimming. Apparently, swans ain't free. $13,125.
Really?
Followed an expense by the. See, and I don't get it. You can get 8 maids of milking for $58, which I'm assuming at this point must be a typo because 10 lords a leaping
Yeah.
is over 11 grand.
Really?
Right, but they're lords.
Yeah,
But they're just leaping, which
Yeah.
doesn't take near as much as milking.
But they're lords.
If you're gonna get, if you get a lord to leap,
know.
that's gonna set you back.
All right. Well, I don't know. I guess it's subjective, but I just thought I'd share that. I found
Well,
it,
I'm glad you did.
found it interesting. Now I got to go hunt up 8 maids.
Get to milking. All right, it is the stuff Dan finds interesting on the John and Heidi Show. I'm John with a fun comparison. Some puppies are purebred and they cost more. Others are more affordable. And then there are free puppies. Nobody really knows where they come from, but they're free. In the advertising world, it's like that too. There are some super expensive ways to advertise if you can afford it. And there are some free things you've probably tried, but those dogs rarely work. Radio is kind of like that middle puppy. Affordable, will snuggle with you, and hopefully not pee on the rug. Radio advertising. Super affordable, a great investment, and man's best friend. Try it and let BetterResultsAdvertising.com bring your message to life. Time now for your morning coffee break, brought to you by Kaladi's Bistro on the corner of 26th and Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Dan Farris, what you got for us today?
This is happening again, just a month or so ago when I unfortunately ended up, moving a house, like moving in a house,
Yeah.
not a manufactured.
Like
Okay.
where
Which is a
they
whole
pick up
different
a
deal.
home and move it to a different
Yeah,
spot.
because it was coming through the west side of Sioux Falls over by the Marion Road and
I saw
west
that, yeah.
12th area.
Yeah.
And that process took, I want to say, a couple days. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
yeah,
that
that's a huge
But,
undertaking.
oh, man. Well, it's happening again this morning. In case, fair warning, they're firing up at 8:30. And I don't get the moving a house thing. Why? It's like, why don't you just buy another house?
Because it's
Well, I think
it's more
somebody
affordable.
usually has the land and they want to do something else with it, but the house is too nice to just kind of tear down. So they say, hey, you can have this house.
I don't
and
know
move
much
it.
about it, but doesn't that just kind of mess it up?
No,
I would assume
the house movers, they do this stuff for a living, Dan. They got it all figured out.
I don't know. I would assume the drywall and everything,
Nope.
you'd have issues.
That's pretty
but-
It all
crazy.
depends on who's doing it, but there's some that are really, really good.
Well, here's the skinny. If you're getting ready to leave for work, school, whatever the case may be, crews are going to be moving a house from 95th Street to West 12th Street beginning at 8:30 this morning. It's going to impact 95th Street, Western Avenue, 41st Street, Minnesota Avenue, and West 12th Street.
So these are all roads that people drive on quite a bit.
They're some of the busiest in the city. So,
and you're going to see a house, and you're going to go, wait a minute, was that just a house?
I think if you live, again, 95th Street, Western Avenue, 41st, Minnesota Avenue, and West 12th, everybody stay home today.
Hey, there you go.
Make it easier on the movers, make it easier on you. Just call your boss, whatever you own the company, give the employees a day off.
They're moving a house, so you got to stay home.
I think so. I think that's okay. That's my decision.
I like that.
I have absolutely no power to do any of that.
Well, Dan, I appreciate that.
That's just crazy to me, though. I cannot, because I've watched this several times over the years. Like, they're moving an entire, and some of these houses are like huge.
Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, my dad told me a story about this gentleman. He was a house mover. He was a longtime house mover. Had done this for many, many, many years.
Well, it's got to be a specialty.
And he actually moved a brick building, which they say you can't do because of like the mortar.
I was going to say.
He moved a brick building, which they say, no, it's impossible. But it's not. If you're really good and you know what you're doing, you can do that. But this guy actually got pulled over one time. He was moving a red barn, and he got pulled over because he didn't have a red flag on the back of it. And they said, hey, you're supposed to have a red flag. He goes, if they don't see the giant red barn, they're not going to see the little red flag.
There is that.
Yeah. They're like, well, I guess you got a point there. So
there is that. So, good luck who's ever pulling that off today. So
yeah, that is
cool. kind of a big deal.
I think we should get popcorn and go watch. Huh? I
think it'd be great if those houses were inhabited and people were just living their lives.
Looking out the windows.
Party.
Wait a minute.
Hanging laundry.
What's going on out here?
Stepping out for a smoke.
I lost Grandma off the back porch again. All right. Hey, Dan, thanks for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you in part by Mocktails Mix-Off. It is happening next week, but the deadline to be one of the registration folks to submit, whatever I'm trying to say, the deadline to submit your recipe, that's what I'm trying to say, is tomorrow. You can do that at mocktailsmixoff.com.
Many new students sign up for credit cards that are not very good. Have a conversation about how to properly use credit so they don't learn this lesson the hard way. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Want one that offers points? We have those. Want a card to help you build credit? We have those too. Bettercreditcards.com is designed to help you get a better credit card. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture, and we are going to brighten your day right now with some positive news. I have Tom Henderson joining me with ResGen, and we've got the ResGen Men's Summit coming up in January, and we have Date Night Comedy coming up in January. Tom, which one should we start with, the Men's Summit or comedy?
Well, John, I think we should just start with the comedy event because that happens prior to the Men's Summit. It's the same weekend, but that happens first. So I think that's a great place for us to start.
And the thing that's really nice, we were talking ahead of time. You're like, should we do this interview like closer to the event? And we'll do another one. But here's why I wanted to talk to Tom ahead of time. There's got to be somebody right now that's going, what am I going to get my sweetheart for Christmas? And instead of stuff under a tree, one of the things that we're doing in our life anyway is we're trying to do more experiences. So if you're one that's going, you know what, we got a lot of stuff, we don't need more stuff, but this would be a nice experience. Imagine how amazed your wife will be when you give her a date night comedy weekend and you get to take her out for dinner and you get to do a date night comedy at this fun event, and she's going to be blown away with that, won't she, Tom?
Well, yeah, it's been a crowd favorite the last several years we've done this. This is our fourth year of doing date night now, and it's just always great to see couples come. We hosted at Central Church tonight, 2 hours of laughter and marriage enrichment, relationship enrichment, and we've just seen a lot of cool, fun things happen out of the event. It
is a really nice event. What are the dates of the 2 nights that you're doing this?
Yes, we do them back-to-back nights on Thursday night, January 27, and Friday night, January 28th. Both events are from 7 to 9 p.m., and they're both the same. So it's the same content both nights. So really, couples can pick which night works best for them and join us for that night. And then the other thing about this event, John, is that on Friday night, we also have it availability on live stream. So that way, maybe want to have a at-home date, or maybe, they're feeling under the weather or whatever the case may be, and they prefer to watch it in the comfort of their own home, they can actually do that on Friday night with a live stream ticket. So you can either watch it in person on Thursday or Friday or at home on Friday.
And we'll talk about how to get tickets here in just a moment. That is Date Night Comedy. And the following day, that weekend, there's the Res Gen Men's Summit. How many years have you been doing this now, Tom?
Yeah, so the Men's Summit, this is year 6. And so we just do it on Saturday. This year it'll be Saturday morning, January 29th. We go from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We do 5 dynamic sessions. We have comedy. We have lots of great snacks. And, we get guys a lot of great content, but then we get them home for the remainder of their Saturday to be with their family or go to their job or whatever they need to do. But it's really been great to see. We have 1,000 guys that come every year. And again, we have that also available on live stream as well if guys are more comfortable with that. But we've just been real excited to see the way that this has grown over the last several years.
And I've been to several of these, and they're amazing events. And you do such a great job picking the perfect speakers to come at the perfect time. So when they're in here, it just seems like whatever's going on in my life, and maybe with others too, like you guys kind of just hit the nail every time. You're like, oh, wow, I really needed to hear that.
Yeah, that's been one of the fun things to see how it's all worked together and the synergy that happens even with the communicators that we have. And this year it's super fun because we've got I've used that word fun several times because I think that especially in this world we live in, John, I don't know if you feel the same way, but I feel like the more we can focus on just joy and laughter and fun, that's a win.
Yeah.
And I know I've used the word fun, but what's been really cool to see is how even the speakers this year, Sam Acho, who played in the NFL for 9 years and now is a commentator for ESPN, and Jason Romano, who runs the Sports Spectrum podcast and interviews athletes about their faith. They're great friends. They're both going to be there. Sam Collier, who's the pastor of Hillsong Atlanta, has been connected with both of those guys as well. And so it's really great to see that already, even prior to setting foot on the stage, there's a great synergy that happens. And the messaging just somehow seems to work. Like you said, it just somehow seems to work, and we're always thankful with how it speaks to guys.
Now, we've got some folks listening. There might be somebody listening going, you know what, I'm going to get my husband a ticket to that for Christmas. So if there's people wanting tickets for Date Night Comedy or for the Res Gen Men's Summit, where do we go for tickets for these events?
Yeah, both events can be found at my website, resgen.org. That's RESGEN.org. And then you just, right at the top, you just click which event you want. Date night is only $20 per person. So one of the cheapest date nights you're going to find on the planet.
Yeah.
And then the Men's Summit is only $30 per guy.
Nice.
We like to keep all of our events very affordable because we don't want money to keep people away. And so, and if finances are a struggle, John, you know this, we always say we don't want finances to keep someone from coming to our events. And so there's ways to even email me directly from our website and just say, hey, you know what, we need some financial assistance. Yeah. We want to make sure that everybody can come. So it's just so great to see the way that the community comes out and has been so supportive. Businesses that have signed on, and we have so many businesses, about 11 businesses this year, that are sending their men or their couples to the event if they want to go, and the business is covering the cost.
That's awesome.
There may be some businesses out there right now, John, listening that say, boy, that'd be something great that we could do for our employees.
Yeah.
Because we know that when employees feel fulfilled and relationships are good outside of work, that increases joy and productivity inside of work.
Absolutely.
And that's been really exciting to see the way the community's been supportive in that way.
Well, you and I will chat again between now and then, but I look forward to the event in January. And if folks would like to get tickets, again, the website, resgen.org.
That's right. And all information and everything that you need about speakers, who the communicators are, comedians, all that, it's all located right there as well.
All right. Tom, thank you, sir.
Thanks, John.
Tom Henderson. Again, the website, you can find it today at resgen.org. That's RESGEN.org.
Merry Christmas! Oh, you're not ready for that yet.
How about Happy Halloween? At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all of the fun holidays throughout the year with funny, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we have a gift idea for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out. Just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
And it's time right now for the newsiest news we do from the most award-winning newscaster in this room. It's time for news with Dan Farris.
Midnight oil. Wear out my shoe leather. Bang on desk. Man answers. Hey, crime wave sweeping the country. It's been crazy. I took a little look here at the deep, dark underbelly of what's going on. Dateline, Kirkland, Washington.
Okay.
Love this story in response to the recent rash of organized smash and grab robberies coast to coast.
Yeah.
Kirkland police decided to step up their efforts, step up their patrols of shopping hot spots around the city. Their efforts paid off last Thursday afternoon when a man snagged several high-end handbags from a local boutique. The perp was spotted shortly after attempting to flee the area on foot. Armed with a description of the perp, police really had no problem taking him down, cuffing and stuffing for a ride downtown. The thief was wearing a big pink bunny suit, similar to the one Ralphie sports in A Christmas Story.
Well, everybody's got one of those this time of year.
Wow. And let's see. In employment news, this just in, the unemployment rate for New York's Como brothers now sits at 100%. Who wants to do sports?
I do.
All right, I wasn't going to brag myself up. I completely avoided it yesterday. I wasn't going to say anything because, honestly, I am humble.
Yeah, we had to go back and check tape on this to make sure it was right.
When it comes to humility, I'm probably better at it than anyone. Going to this past Sunday's NFL action, no one who's supposed to know football picked that the winless Detroit Lions would beat the Vikings, except this guy.
That's right.
I picked the Lions by 1 point. They actually beat the Vikes by 2.
Wow.
I'm now officially a legend in my own mind. Here's the skinny. The Vikes got to stumble and play Pittsburgh already this Thursday night, so very little rest, but Pittsburgh's coming to Minneapolis, so at least the Vikes get hometown advantage. Here's the thing. Steelers didn't beat the Lions either, but they did tie them.
Oh.
Here's the skinny. Here's my take. I just have never cared for and never will for Pittsburgh quarterback Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
Number one, his last name's too long to put on the back of a jersey, and he should probably be in prison for various reasons. So,
really?
Vikings 23, Pittsburgh Steelers less than 23. From the sunny 93.3 News Desk, I'm Dan Farris, reminding you if it's news to me. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.
In the past year, did you find yourself drinking more often? The stress of the last year had that effect on many people. If you're struggling to get back to normal and get the booze out of your daily routine, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to help you find the best option for you. There are many different programs. TimeForRehab.com will do our best to match you up with the program that will work best for your needs. Learn more at TimeForRehab.com. We want to help. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. The major indices rebound strongly Monday, regaining all of the prior week's losses in a single session. The caveat is that price action met resistance at the short-term moving average, and it may cap gains in the near term. If the index cannot make a firm move above the 4605 level, another sell may be inevitable regardless of this week's economic data. With earnings season wrapped up and at the peak of the Q4 reporting still a month away, all eyes will be on the data. This week's data is topped by the November read of the CPI, which is due out Friday. The release is expected to show the 9th month of rising inflation, and inflation above 2%. Regardless of the read, it's expected to reinforce the idea of accelerated Fed tapering. The question is, by how much? A hot figure could advance the time frame for rate hikes and put the first increase firmly in May versus June as currently expected. You can get the inside track at marketbeatminute.com.